I cleared over 200K that month.
This guy went from cold calling strangers selling insurance to raking in over $200,000 in a single month.
And a lot of people think this is insane, and it kind of is.
And as a result, he's built a multi-million-dollar empire with just 115,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Advertisers in marketing, and especially in crypto, they deem YouTube very valuable. These companies are just willing to pay more. That's just how it is.
Today on Creator Cookbook, we uncover the secret ingredients as to how hustle turned a niche that nobody cared about into a multi-million-dollar success. You built one of the largest gaming brands within one of the smallest niches of gaming, which is crypto gaming. And it's allowed you to make arguably 5 times more than what the traditional gaming content creator would make that is like 3 to 5 times your size. In one sentence, what is your biggest personal rule for building a $1 million gaming content brand?
For me, it's more so about less short-term deals, more long-term deals with high-quality projects. Your reputation in crypto is more important than anything. Whereas in the gaming space, you can be a little unhinged, but in crypto, the stakes are amplified. So reputation over everything, and don't attach your name to too many projects. That's how you get burned.
You talked about this traditional gaming space, and you're like me, you came from the traditional gaming background. You were a high-level competitive gamer. What did your life look like before you got into the crypto gaming space?
You know, before 2020, I was in insurance sales. Hated it.
Yeah.
Just cold calling hundreds of people every single day, trying to sell them car insurance, life insurance. Just the worst stuff you could do. The butt of the joke is being an insurance salesman because it's just annoying. 2020 hit. It was like March. I got a new job with a pharmaceutical company. It was a much better opportunity. Boom, 2 weeks later, work from home, permanent. So in the daytime, I'd be making cold calls for the pharmaceutical company. Nighttime, I'd be Twitch streaming and competing in Call of Duty. Like, people would come to our stream to watch us play tournaments, to watch us compete, hopefully win some money. But in reality, like, you're not going to win every tournament. So the ROI on your time and the dollar figure, it just wasn't adding up over time. So yeah, my day-to-day was work in the daytime, play video games literally till 2 a.m., wake up at 8 a.m., repeat.
Hustle is about to share the moment he realized that Call of Duty would never really pay the bills. But before he does, make sure you smash that subscribe button. It really helps us grow. And every single Friday, we plan on bringing you a new interview with a creator, uncovering the secret ingredients as to how they went viral and how they make money. What was that moment or that like light bulb thing that clicked where you're like, you know what, I'm going all in on YouTube. I'm going to create a YouTube account and talk about crypto gaming, talk about crypto, and merge my interests all together?
You know, for me, there was 2 things at that point that I watched. I'd watch Call of Duty content and I'd watch finance content. You look at the CPMs behind all of this, right? And I love gaming. I will always be a gamer at heart. I will always follow the industry no matter what, no matter if crypto takes us in a completely different direction in a decade. So gaming has always been a passion, and finance has always been a passion, and investing. But you look at the CPMs, gaming content on YouTube, you really have to get a ton of views to monetize that.
What is the typical CPM like range? Is it more or less than $1, you'd say, for gaming?
I think it's less, but I would have to do the day. I just know it's much less. But the finance content, because the advertisers that get in front of those videos, they deem finance, you know, viewers more valuable. They're going to purchase, they're going to apply for a credit card or whatever the case is, right? I noticed that the crypto content side or finance would pay much more. I just saw there was no real, you know, there wasn't enough content creators that you're going into a niche like credit cards and Brian Jung's going to crush you in that content because he's just got the longevity, right? So it was like a blue ocean opportunity, and I just saw that and I ran with it. I loved YouTube. And I just felt like it was a niche that was going to grow, and we got lucky to hit on that bet.
Do you think that a lot of content creators struggle with picking the right niche based on the money that they want to make? Because it's not just anymore, hey, let me just make whatever content I like, because to your point, time is very valuable. You don't have a ton of it. So it's kind of a blend of picking what you're passionate about and what you like, but also what can pay.
I think if you don't enjoy what you're doing, it's like, even if we're doing what we love, or like what is making us money, and that can lead to a certain level of fulfillment. But if I woke up every day and I was doing content that I just absolutely hated to do, I really wouldn't be happy deep down, right? It's the same thing as waking up in a 9 to 5 that you hate. crypto, that would be no difference to me. So number one, I think your passion has to play into it. You have to at least have some affection towards it to really enjoy it long term. But also like the CPMs, the dollar opportunity has to be there. And obviously, no matter what, CPMs aside, in our industry from crypto gaming combined, these companies are just willing to pay more.
Based on what content has afforded you to do, and if you don't mind me asking, if you only want to give a high level range, that's fine too. But like, what's the most money you think you've made in a single month just from your brand as a creator?
The highest month, February of 2024, Heroes of Mavia came out with their token, Pixel came out with their token, and every single gaming token in the entire market went ballistic. But more importantly, gaming companies were spending at that time.
Yeah.
I have the spreadsheet. I could pull it up, but I cleared over 200K that month in pure sponsorship revenue through crypto banter, the ones that they source, deals that came straight to me.
In a small ass niche, you pulled 200K in a single month.
Yeah, and that's all business stuff. That's not even the portfolio, nothing like that.
If you think about it, right, you came from insurance sales. I started in IT sales, cold calling just like you, 100 people a day. To go from that to being like, you basically made enough money to purchase a McLaren in 1 month. Like, how did that feel for you?
That 4 or 5 month period was honestly surreal. I made more in that time period than maybe like a couple of years before, right? Like it was just an insane amount of business coming through the door.
If you're enjoying the Hustlepedia interview, make sure you go to our website, creatorcook.com, where we release daily case studies on how to go viral and how to make money from all of the content creators we interview and analysis from content creators around the world. Our goal is to make it the #1 place, sharing information, analysis, and in-depth tips on the creator economy and how to grow as a content creator or a brand. You said something super interesting, and it's something that a lot of content creators struggle with, and that is, what is your best negotiating tip or being able to get a price that you feel comfortable with while also not undervaluing the work that you do?
I just think like knowing your strengths. So YouTube advertisers and marketing, and especially in crypto, they deem YouTube very valuable. So you have like a set amount of deliverables or a package that you would present to an average project. But for me, that 100K deal, basically I gave them like a couple months for free. And so they paid for 10 months of content rather than 12 months of content. So they found value in that. It's completely organic. We just plug it in whenever they have news, and I'm bullish on the project. It was an ecosystem, like a blockchain infrastructure type of play that I genuinely loved. And during that time period, the token performed very well. So it was a win-win for everybody.
I remember earlier we were on a chat and you were like, all right, I got to jump off. I got to make a video. What does a typical day look like in the life of a crypto gaming YouTuber who's also the founder of a multi-million-dollar portfolio and trading platform, Nexus? You're founder of Nexus, like, and you're still managing your own portfolio and doing a ton of stuff. Like, what does a typical day look like in the life of Hustlepedia?
I make three videos a week, usually, on the market. If the market's hot, I'll do more. People are like, well, what goes into the process of you finding the information for your videos? That's 24/7 for me. Every time I'm on Twitter, if I find a tweet that I think is going to be valuable to cover on a show and then elaborate off of it, it goes right in my bookmarks. A lot of the time is spent on this right here, the phone.
And we are at my favorite part of Creator Cookbook, which is the dessert segment. I got 5 lightning round style questions. They're just my favorite, man. I came up with these questions when I was trying to figure out how I wanted to segment this. And I know you were going to answer these so eloquently and give out so many gems. I got to start it off with this. What's one mistake that new content creators make that you think or wish someone would have warned you about sooner?
Biggest mistake a content creator makes: not posting enough, being scared to just get out there and do it, and worrying about what your friends think. When I started in content, my friends all thought I was ridiculous, thought I was so stupid. Why are you putting yourself on camera playing Call of Duty? Oh, now you're making these cryptocurrency videos. Dude, you're weird. And they would show up to the streams, but I know what they were thinking, and I would hear what they're thinking, that I'm wasting my time, this. I think you have to just block out what anyone else. People are gonna think you're crazy because you're going for it. So just go for it. Block out what anyone says. And honestly, it's the people closest to you. They're going to say the worst things about it. So just block out the noise. That's what I would say.
If you had to start your content career over tomorrow, starting from zero, what's the first thing you do?
depending on your professional career. So for me, sales. So that really helped me with like speaking on camera, being able to alliterate. I think that really helped me with content, being able to just throw information together, be able to emphasize when like, oh, this is the alpha, this is what I'm doing during this time period, how to transition it to the next thing. So use that to your strength. But number two, YouTube. I think if you are a brand new creator, YouTube is the best place. And it sounds crazy. I had like 1,000 followers on Twitter when I started, but YouTube is what catapulted my Twitter. YouTube is what catapulted everything. So I think if you're just out there, YouTube, people are searching for things every single day. Find a niche that's popular and attack YouTube because it's the hardest. But if you can crack it, it's going to get you the furthest.
I 100% agree on that. I need to go back and take my YouTube more seriously. I'm going to get back into it. Now, question number 3. What's the best content creation advice you've ever received from someone else? Could be a podcast, could be you scrolling TikTok. It could be from anywhere, but what's the best content advice you've ever received?
As far as like just from content perspectives, give people what's going to help them. Don't feed them cookie cutter information. You're trying to lead them to where they want to go. Credit card influencers, they want to help you get your credit score up your limits, be able to get you lower interest, 0% offers on your business cards, whatever the case is. For a crypto influencer, you want to sell the longer term, okay? You're in this for the future. Don't lose perspective on the short term where crypto is being pushed, like I said, to the forefront of finance. Sell the result and not the now. And I think that's super important, especially in a niche like finance or crypto.
That's so real. It's like you're selling the person watching that they are the hero of the story and helping them get to where they need to be.
And they navigate their own story. But in crypto, it's easy to get shaken out in the now. So like all the time, in that perspective, sell the result and not the current state. Time in the market beats timing the market. So those who just stay involved and don't capitulate in this industry is going to go a long way. But sell the result, not the current state.
Now, my last question, my favorite one of the entire show. Johnny, you've grown to over 200,000 people across social media. You built a 7-figure content creation brand. You're a founder of a multi-million-dollar company being built in crypto. If your content creation journey was a secret recipe, what would the 3 secret ingredients be?
Always be consistent. YouTube loves consistency. Twitch loves consistency. If you show up every day, good things are going to happen. Like I showed up every day. I got rated by Aiden a few years ago on Warzone. He changed my trajectory of like viewership at that point in time and gave me a lot more confidence in streaming. It didn't really stick too long, but like consistency, you show up every day, you're going to catch some breaks and you're going to see those growth, mechanisms start to play out. So consistency, credibility, never sacrifice your credibility. The first thing that I said at the beginning of the show is I only try to work with brands that there's low reputation risk. And then from there, creativity, be different.
Big one.
Be different. Go out there, put out different content, try different things. There's so many different niches. One of my best performing videos of the year so far actually is how to make money in off the grid. Whereas most of the time I just talk about trading and tokens and I talk about the market side of it, but I don't talk about the in-game economics enough. Whereas one of my best performing videos of the last 12 months is literally an in-game economic video on how to make money in off the grid. So try different things, be creative. Don't always just stick in one lane. Because at the end of the day too, if people show up every day and it's the same copy paste format, but you're just, going through the motions, it gets kind of old. So consistency, credibility, creativity.
Thank you for watching Creator Cookbook. Make sure you subscribe to Johnny Hustlepedia's channel down below, In the Game, where he shares in-depth analysis, gaming content, and information about everything happening in crypto and the wider crypto gaming space. Turn on those notifications because we have another episode coming next Friday here on Creator Cookbook.